Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're in the public test realm for the Shadowlands pre-patch to take a look at the brand new hairstyles for the Horde. Let's begin with the Blood Elf girls, and we have 5 new hairstyles here. The first one is number 21, the slicked back look, which as you would guess is going to be just completely smoothed down skin. And it's cut quite short as well. The Chon Mage look, which is a little bit reminiscent of some of the troll hairstyles with the very high ponytail and the decorative band around it. So it's all the top of the head is all pulled up to make the ponytail, and then the lower levels is just left loose, and it's a very long full hairstyle. The Tiara, which comes complete with its tiara and is a very elegant look, the sort of thing that you would expect for grand balls and parties, sort of places that the Blood Elves might want to go in their evenings. And if you want to keep that beautiful hair all day, this is the one for you, the tiara. Then the Pixie, which is the elegant little flicked pixie, nice and easy to look after hairstyle, very practical out in the field there. And then the new style that most of the races that didn't already have one is being offered is the new bald look. For the Blood Elf guys, we have 4 new hairstyles. The first one is number 18, the circlet. Now you've got this headband for a little bit of decoration and class. You've got a side parting, a little bit of a flick at the front, longish pieces at the front framing your face, and then long thick hair all in one length at the back. Then the Prince hairstyle, which is possibly reminiscent of Anduin Rin. Lots of layers in the back, a little bit spiky, parting at the side, little flicker across the top of your head. Quite an easy one to keep out in the field. Then the thin braids, so you've got side pieces which just frame your face. You've got these 2 thin braids at the front, and then in the back is cut quite short, and it's all layered, and it's a little bit more spiky in the back there. And then the final one, of course, is the newly added bald one, which all of the racers seem to have had added if they didn't already have it. For the Goblin Females, we get 4 new hairstyles, the first one being the newly added bald. Then the Pixie, which as you expect is the spiky hairstyle, so it's quite short at the sides and the back, and then it's a pixie spiky hairstyle on the top of the head. Then the Shaggy look, which as you can see is layered in lots of layers of little spiky points all the way framing your face. And then you've got the piece pushed at the back, again that's a little bit spiky and layered again, and it's slightly shorter in the back than it is at the front. And the final one is the Dynamite. So again this frames the face with the parting at the side. It's a little bit spiky and layered in length as it goes down at the front, and then you've got a nice big full ponytail at the top of the head, and then a little bit's been left out of the ponytail to come down to just cover the back of your neck. I rather like that one actually. I think that is my favourite of these new ones for the Goblin girls. The Goblin guys already had the bald option, so they have 3 new hairstyles. The first one is the Chops style, which is quite a short hairstyle with a side piece down past the ears right here. And the second one is the Pompadour, which is a slicked back piece higher up on the head. That's like a little cap on top of your head. A little bit of height at the front there, the pompadour. And then the final one is the Shaggy Style. So as you can see, the hair's left fairly loose down the two sides of your face and then just brushed back at the back, so it's slightly longer here on the goblin guy there. That's the Shaggy hairstyle. Have to be honest, I'm not terribly impressed by the new hairstyles for the goblin guys. I think there's not anything exciting there for them, so poor goblin guys. For the orc girls, we have 5 new hairstyles. So we start at number 16, the loop. You've got a small fringe, and then you've got shaved sides of the head, and then on top of your head you've got this little bump at the front with this loop of what looks like leather holding your hair up on top of your head, and then it's been layered in different lengths. Look, so you've got the short at the top and then longer here, and then a really long piece at the back. That's the loop. Next is the high knot. So again, you've got part of the head shaved all the way around, and then you've got a crown of hair at the top. And look how thick that hair is, considering that only half the head has still got hair on it, and then it's all bound up in this really high top knot. It's very, very fluffy looking and textured. It's quite an unusual and very different hairstyle. The mohawk, so it's quite a small mohawk, so it's smaller and thinner at the back, and then it's more pronounced and thicker at the front. The undercut, so you've got braids at the side with part of the head shaved, and then it's again partly shaved under here. You've got a long braid at the back of the head, and then a little flicked piece at one side with the braids at the other. So that's the undercut style. And the final one is the thick. So you've got 2 thick braids at the front, and then you've got a small one here. You've got small ones in various places around the head. Look, a little one there, little bit of dangly hair there, flicked up and back across your head with a couple of small braids. So you've got 3 different size braids, a small one in front, and then 2 bigger ones at the back, and then a very thick, full, long head of hair at the back there. And I think this is my favourite of the new orc female hairstyles. The orc males also have 5 new hairstyles. The first one is number 14, the high knot, which, self-explanatory, you've got a high knotted ponytail right on the crown of your head, and then a little bit of loose hair around the sides and a small fringe. Then the blade fist. So you've got long bangs framing the face, and then the hair is longer at the back. The razor cut is a mohawk style. At the front it's much taller, and at the back it's shorter. Then you've got some braids at the side and hanging down, with some ornamental metal decorations at the end of the braids, and then just some long straight hair at the back. The Baron's haircut leaves you half bald with longish hair at the back of the head. And the final one is the mane, which means you've got shorter hair, and it does kind of stick up a little bit like a mane, doesn't it? And it's layered and slightly textured. So those are the new haircuts for the orc boys. I think my favourite is the razor with the pigtails. For the Tauren females, if you go to the jewellery section, you now have the option to add a flower here. It's a checkbox, so the flower that we're adding is the one right here next to the horn. So if we click the checkbox, the flower goes away, and if we tick it again, the flower comes back. And for the hair options, which is basically at the front here, because you've all got the mane, but the hair here Originally you had the first 5 hairstyles, these ones here, and now we've got quite a few new ones. So the first one is trailing. So you've actually got the braids at the side of the hair here. And then the next one is drape, so you've got hair coming round the front of the face here. Left braid, self-explanatory, you have a braid at the left side of your face. And then left flowers, so it's the braid with added flowers to go with the little flower next to your horn at the top. Then the right braid, so the braid's on the opposite side, so you can choose which side you want it to be on. Then right with flowers. Then you can have the totem, so you've got a braid at both sides which is pulled together underneath your chin, and then you've got the totem on it to hold the hair together there to make it form a necklace. Then feathers. So you've got the native style feathers to go with the shamanistic background of the Totem. Or daffodils, here you've got a braid at both sides with the flowers in them. And the final one is the ceremonial one, which has got the very ornate jewelled feathers hanging down at both sides to frame the face. For the Totem males, originally we didn't have a hairstyle, we just had the facial hair option. So now we have the facial hair and the hair options as separate drop downs. So for the guys, the first one is the mane. So you've just got the standard shaggy hair. And then you have braids, so you can have the braids at the left and right. Again, for the guys, you can also turn off the flower in the jewellery option. Then chops, so you've just got a little bit of hair at the side of the face. Sideburns, so there's more hair. Wrapped, you've now got the pigtails at the side, but they're bandaged with the red wraps, the cloth wraps. Rings, so you've got the plaits with the golden rings to hold them neatly together. Feathers, so you've got these ceremonial beaded feathers at the left and right. The totem, so you've got plaits at each side with totems for the ties on the two sides. I do like those totem wraps, I think they're rather pretty. Then you've got drape, so just a little bit more fullness in the hair at the side of the face. Ceremonial, here you've got the plaits, you've got several plaits at each side, so there's 3 at this side with feathers on the side and 3 at this side with feathers at the front there. And the final one is the beaded one, so you've just added a little bit of beading for a little bit of decoration in the hair at the side of the mane. So that are the hairstyles for the Totem males. The troll females have also been added the bald option. Very shiny heads. And 4 new hairstyles. The first one is the bangs, which basically covers up most of your troll's face actually. So if you've ever wanted to hide under your hair, this is the one for you. And you've got a nice big full ponytail raised far back from your head with this big wrap. Then the ponytail. Here look, we've got some decoration of colour into the hair. We've got a little bit of purple in the green. Actually, let's change a colour. So you see, as you change the colours, the highlight changes with it. So you have that sort of two-tone effect on your hair. So this is the ponytail. So you've got a big ponytail couple of plaits at the side, and then the decorative added colour. I kind of like that, but the fact that we've got a splash of colour added to the hairstyle, I think that's really nice as an option. Then the long hair, here we've got slightly curly hair. Again, we've got that two-tone look with the colour, just added a splash of colour, and it's a sort of crinkled style for the hair there, slightly wavy. Then the final one is the undercut style. So you've got half a shaved head, and then you've got the full hair on the other side with a pigtail at the bottom, and then you've got that splash of the second colour coming across at the front. So that is the new troll hairstyles. For the troll boys, we have 5 new hairstyles. The first one is number 14, the Flair Style. As you can see, the hair is sticking up quite far on his head, and it's in several layers, so you're getting quite good height and volume on the hair there. The next is tropical, and you can look like a palm tree. But you've got a really high banded knot of hair, and it really does look like a tropical palm tree on top of your head. So that's a fun style if you want to make a statement there, have a bit of fun with your hair. Then the mane, so you've got hair dangling at the sides of your face, framing your face, and then it's slicked back, and here again you've got that two-tone effect like we had with the girls, so you've got a second colour as a little accent in your hair. And also the hair itself has got graduations of colour. Look, you've got several different tones of the green, as well as the little splash of the second colour in there. Then you've got the slicked back look. Again, you've got the two-tone colour of the green and then the extra splash of colour with the other second colour. And then your hair is all slicked back from your face on the top with just a couple of little side pieces to frame your face. And the final one is the jungle look. So you've got a middle parting with the hair coming down at both sides of your face. You've got these big, thick braids at either side with the little wraps and the gold rings on them. And then you've got more hair volume at the back. And again, you've got that second colour added into the mix there. For the Undead Females, we start at number 16 and we have 4 new hairstyles. The first being Knowledge Bump. So, I'm not quite sure why knowledge, but you've got this extra volume, so it looks like it sticks out a little bit in a big bump from your head. So you've got high volume at the back of your head. And then it's quite long, both at the front and the back. Then Relaxing Scream. So this is a very straight hairstyle. It's all the same length from a middle parting all the way around. Then Death Rock, which is shaved at the 2 sides, and then you've got the full volume up on top of your head, all spiky, looks like it's all gelled up ready for a rock concert. So that's Death Rock. And the final one is Lost, which is the newly added bald head style. The Undead Boys have 5 new hairstyles. The first one is number 17, the Ghoul. You've got basically a flat sort of disc of hair at the left and right sticking out from your face with a little ponytail right at the back of an almost completely bald head, apart from these like little plateaus of hair sticking out at the 2 sides. I think it's a very interestingly different style, but I'm not quite sure what to make of it, to be totally honest. Then the Creeper. So your hair is set back a little bit, so the front of your head is bald, and then it's quite long hair all the way around the back and sides of your face. The Wizard is a full head of hair with a centre parting. It looks like a remarkably good head of hair to say that you're the undead. Then the demon lock, so you've got short hair at the back of the head, and then you've got a big quiff at the front, all spiky, coming down right over your face, sort of hiding the centre of your face. So if you want to kind of hide a little bit behind your hair curtain, this might be one of the ones to go for the guys. And the final one is the Kwiff. So you've got shaved head at the sides and the back, and then right up on top of your head you've got that traditional sort of shape for a big teddy boy quiff, but without all the hair at the side. The Pandaren Females get 3 new hairstyles. Number 18 is the first one, the Flame. So it's like you've got a great big flame on top of your head because you've pulled all the hair right up on top of your head and made it stand up nice and tall. Then the Headband Style, so you've got this Pandaren themed headband across the top of your head to push all your hair away from your face, and even though you've got a few bits of escape to get around the front, and then it's all tied back using the headband to keep it out of your way. And the last one is the parted style, so you've got a parting in the middle and you've got it flicked to both sides, and it's longer in one side and it's quite short all the way at the back. The Pandaren Males also have 3 new hairstyles. The first is the headband. This time it's a folded cloth that's being used as a headband, and then the hair stands very straight up on top, all spiky. The foxtail, which is a big ponytail from the top of the head. And the Hanzo inspired style with a very tall sticky up top knot and a full length of hair in the back. And finally, for all the allied racers that didn't already have the bald option, it's now been added for you as a choice option. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!